Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is a cannabis business podcast. It's official. Scientists can now make the cannabis psychoactive without the plant. Lab-made cannabis is coming. In a move that's expected to transform the cannabis and pharmaceutical industries, scientists at the University of California at Berkeley announced on Wednesday that they had for the first time created a cannabis compound in a lab instead of by harvesting them from a plant. Using an increasingly popular approach known as synthetic biology, the researchers genetically engineered yeast to churn out a key component of cannabis that's a precursor of two of the best known compounds in the plant, THC and CBD. Using those precursors, they made the compounds themselves, no farm or field required. While THC is part of the cannabis that causes a high, CBD has an emerging reputation as a therapeutic and an active ingredient in the first federally approved cannabis-based medication. Thanks to the health and wellness uses that CBD is tied to, so the market compound could reach US $16 billion as a result by 2025, up from maybe $1 billion or so now. So this news is likely to have big implications for startups and pharmaceutical companies that want to make new cannabis-based drugs from everything from epilepsy to pain and arthritis. Several companies are working on similar efforts. Wall Street has noticed as well by saying that lab-made cannabis is one on a growing list of factors helping to accelerate cannabis's entry into the pharmaceutical and consumer wellness industries. There could be a whole host of new products that could come from this. Lab-made marijuana could have multiple advantages over traditionally grown marijuana, like lower costs and a smaller environmental footprint. Genetically editing yeast to produce THC and CBD is cheaper than extracting the chemicals from cannabis plants, with an approximate cost of $400 per kilogram. The yeast can also be used to produce other cannabinoids that occur in cannabis, but which haven't been studied to date, as they only naturally exist in cannabis in such a small dose that it's too expensive to study their effects. It's also possible to add chemicals to the yeast to create new altered cannabinoids, which could potentially be used and studied for further effects. It turns out Frankenstein cannabis is not something that I'm excited about. And with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge, and I'm out.